Meeting order.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we pray this day for your ever-enduring guidance. We ask you cloak us in wisdom and fortitude that we may dispense our knowledge and facts intelligently among all humanity of whom we serve. Amen. Amen. Report and item discussed in closed session.
Members, the board received a report on the Grace Foundation lawsuit, and the two cases of potential litigation will continue to after the regular agenda.
Agenda approval, additions and or deletions. Mark?
Members, with the absence of Supervisor Hammond, who is in Washington D.C. on a trip on the potential BRAC process up to Furlong, two items on the agenda are a significant policy discussion that the board may want to consider postponing into a possible special meeting, and that would be the attendance to members of the RCD and the discussion of the pool. First, I think we want to request the board that you agree to amend the regular agenda on item H5 of the pool to be clear that the agenda contemplates the board's possible adoption of the agenda. My intent when I put it there, but I don't want to be confused about that. So item 6 is discussion of the pool, and under direction of staff, that would include the adoption of the JPA if the board chose to do so. Given the significance of this, given the fact that Supervisor Chapman and I will be at the CSAC meeting next Tuesday, I suggest that we consider continuing today's meeting for just those two agenda items till 9 o'clock on Monday the 18th. So today's meeting just continue to give it, to put those important issues before the board at the most convenient time in the future.
Mr. Chairman, we do need the full board for resolution of those two items, and I think it is appropriate that we have all the board members are available. I would recommend that we do that, because after that, the next when we get into the holiday season, it becomes very difficult to get business done.
So D2, the Lake Valley Resource Conservation District Board appointment will be continued until Monday at 9 o'clock. And the pool, we will be discussing the pool today, but that will also, we will not make any vote today. We'll wait till Monday to vote on that. And Mr. Hammond is here also.
We'll have more discussion on Monday as well.
Yeah, we will discuss the pool today and continued discussion on Monday.
I think that the agenda does need to be amended to include the prospect of adopting of the JPA, which I was surprised that wasn't. Even though that was the intent, I don't think it's clearly.
So those of you that want to talk about the pool, we will be talking about today, but Monday we will make the order against we vote on it. The RCD will not be discussed today. That'll be postponed until Monday. Okay? With those changes, do we have any?
Discuss the RCD. If anybody's here and wants to talk about it.
Yeah, and if anybody's here, of course, if you have a comment, you want to speak on the RCD, you can, but we will not be taking any action on that till Monday.
So a motion to adopt the agenda.
Well, I'd like to also ask that we adjourn today's meeting in memory of Joyce Smith Nicholson, who passed away.
And that's the motion to approve. You gotta change it to, do you have a second? Any more discussion on the motion? Eileen Spencer, we come to the podium if you have a comment.
I have a problem with you not doing the full JPA on a regular schedule, because Monday you can expect nobody's going to be here. Maybe that was the intent of it.
No.
But the pool is very important to the entire county, and to put it on a 9 o'clock Monday morning thing, out of sync with what everybody's used to, the public's used to. I think it's that important to delay until you have a full board,
And that may be several weeks.
and that's okay. You're not gonna build a pool anyway, so, you know, I think there's no hurry. I have a very large presentation to make on the pool, and I think it should be with, not a Monday or a Sunday or,
And with all due respect, we are going to have an in-depth discussion on the pool today.
yeah, but you're gonna decide on Monday.
Correct.
Yeah, that's not right. It's just not right.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments? You guys thinking of you guys, I mean, we're looking at next Tuesday, you can't do it.
No, I was gonna say, the motion is to proceed with the Monday discussion. It's not out of character. We've had special meetings, continued meetings on Thursday, on Friday. You know, it's a whole week. There's plenty of opportunity. And believe me, if Mrs. Spencer thinks that no one's gonna be here to listen to the pool discussion, I think she's mistaken. I think there'll be a large group of folks who will probably be in attendance, so I'm not doubtful of that.
And Mike will get it out, I'm
Me,
sure. Any more discussion?
Call for the question.
We have one more lady in the back.
It shows the colors.
This is on the agenda.
Just for clarification, my name's Barbara White, just for clarification now. November 18th will be when the RCD interviews and board appointments will be heard?
Next Monday, whatever date, that 18th.
Okay. And so that'll be out to the public in some manner?
Correct. That will be, the new agenda will be,
The new agenda will be published, or a continuation of the agenda, notice for posting.
Usually don't do that.
Yeah.
but if you
It's a
want to do
continuation
it,
of this.
Right, so do we normally post a continuation on our
No,
website?
it's usually,
So this is the announcement?
this is the announcement.
Okay.
Right. So the people involved in the district are aware that that's when things can happen in this one?
I have the email address for the secretary for the RCD, and I have the numbers for the gentleman being interviewed, and I will contact them direct.
So I was just thinking about the people affected by the district people. Maybe you can do a PSA on the radio or something. for that song.
Sleaze.
just the guy next to you on your right. Wait a minute.
Thank
You
you.
want to mention it, Mike?
sure, I'll mention it, but, you know, the idea of posting it wouldn't be out of, I don't think would be out of character either.
Well, Mr. Chairman, if I could comment briefly, you know, the suggestion I think that's made is that because the district, people living in the district don't know that next meeting is when we're doing it. They were noticed for today for doing that, so anybody who has an interest in that issue, more than likely to be here today. So by doing the continuation and by making the announcement now, the people who have an interest in the issue are being notified. They're actually being given an extra 6 days, and if there are others out there who want to weigh in as a result, there's no reason why they can't. The idea of stopping the process and then going back through this other formal agenda process is not necessary when you continue an item from a regularly scheduled agenda meeting, which we are in today. So that is not uncharacteristic, and it's not in any violation of the law. I mean, council can correct me, but I believe that's the way business can be conducted, and has often.
I guess we're still continuing that conversation, so I would ask, my interest was only in the best interest of the people in the district, and there may be some
Yeah.
people that had to work today and they don't have to work Monday.
Yeah.
And so my suggestion was merely some kind of heads up to the community, the people involved in the district. And email is not, you know, there's a whole bunch of ranchers and field people out there who don't, this is not a real electronic county. So a PSA or something would be cool.
I think there'll be a fair amount of discussion between people posting on Facebook, to emails, to phone conversations, the
Those
rumor
rather
mill, all of them,
hearings, looking at.
all of them, the rumor mills, you name it. The word will be out there, and I doubt seriously there will be too many people who will be able to validate with a valid reason claim that they didn't know about today's meeting, let alone next week's meeting.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Mr. Bodie, is that a work for you?
Yeah.
Next Monday, and Ruth, that work for you?
Yes,
Okay, so
that's
two of
fine.
the candidates are here and they agree with that. The third one, I don't see Dave Shorey. So, Anyhow.
Is it gonna be a time certain, 9 o'clock?
Well, I think we're, Mr. Chairman, I think we want to deal with because we've got two different things. I would say that we do a time certain, but I think the pool discussion, I think, should be.
The pool will be first at 9 o'clock and then the RCD after that.
And the reason in part for that is that you won't be participating in the RCD interviews, and the other board member who's absent would be, so.
See, I'm gonna disqualify myself for this suggestion, so I'm gonna have to step down. So that would leave, we need the other Mr. Hammond here on the board too, and that's another reason we kinda wanna put off the RCD appointment. Okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you, Larry. Any more discussion? If not, I have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, public comment. I'm gonna start with Dave Cole.
Yep.
Dave, come on up.
Good morning. My name is David Cole. I live out on Woodfield Road, and I know that some people addressed this issue. I didn't know that other people had addressed it this morning. But up until the newspaper came out this morning, there have been rumors about the inclusion of a piece of property sale down in Hurlong to an entity, a sort of a local entity. And I am asking formally, as a resident of this community, for the CAO to agendize this issue at the next meeting. And if not the CAO, a member, one of the Board of Supervisors to agendize this issue. It's important that the light of day, the door spring open on this issue, and we come to understand as a community how a mistake like this could be made. It's a substantial one. You may have discussed it in closed session, although it was not reported as having been discussed or even alluded to. And it may be. There may be some positioning into some legal issues, and that will put a cap on the discussion of it publicly. I encourage you not to do that, to bring this out into the light of day, so maybe you want to pick a citizens committee to meet publicly and report back to the Board of Supervisors about what happened here, because it is a very significant issue. You all know the numbers. The value of the property that was mistakenly included is 20 or 30 times the amount of the bid. There was no mistake. It was clearly advertised as being available. Somebody dropped the ball along the process. If you don't open the door on this and let the sun shine and set a new tone for Lassen County going forward, and a new tone is coming, folks, whether you want it or not, it's coming. So why don't you join it? And if you don't do it, some other entity will do this. You know that. Whether it will be a grand jury, or some other legal entity will force the door open on this issue. I'm asking you all, members of this community, to do it yourselves. And let's address this head on, see where the mistakes were, correct it. Maybe it'll go into a closed session for personnel issues, for ultimate resolution. But let's just open the door and be honest about it. Let's not sweep this one under the rug. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your comment. Next would be Larry Johnson again. Mr. Johnson again.
My name is Larry Johnson, 445-550 Highway 395 in Milford. As the second bidder on Hurlong, yes, they did, Mr. Egan did include V2 as a parcel for sale. Prior to my submitting of my bid, Regina Schapp informed me that it was pulled from the sale. This seriously affected my bid. Mr. Hammond, my now supervisor, also informed me that it was not included in the sale, that he did the walkthrough for Pozzoli and Smith in Hurlong. I personally observed him doing it in the building of the thrift shop and post office. He informed me that it was not in the sale and that the Smiths and Pozzoli were aware of this and not bidding on it. Then you guys, the Board of Supervisors, changed the terms of the sale, which clearly stated the winning bidder had to complete the sale prior to October 1st. That on October 1st, according to your rules of the sale, it went to me. It didn't. You changed the terms of sale, knocking me completely out. So not only was my bid sabotaged by county employees, But then you stepped in and made sure that he was the only acceptable bidder by excluding me from this term of the sale. I would also like to find out too, who the undisclosed bidders were, or partners were with Mr. Wozik when he bid on her lawn. Because if they were Pizzoli and Smith, and you've got Mr. Wozik, you've got Mr. Hammond, you've got Mr. Egan, you've got Mrs. Sharp, all involved in something that they shouldn't be involved in. That this bidding looks rigged. I have been to Bob Burns' office, the district attorney, who will not take a report, doesn't want to talk to me, have anything to do with this. He has informed me I must go to the sheriff's department and file a police report. I will be doing that as soon as I leave here. Because fraud was perpetrated not only on me, but the taxpayers of Hurlow. I have also heard a rumor that there was a lot more acreage included and several other parcels included that weren't advertised for sale. That the sale was advertised at roughly 350 acres by your paperwork, and that more was included. This troubles me deeply that the Board of Supervisors may be in cahoots with the winning bidders. I hope not, sir. I hope not. But due to the number of errors and changes, there is a cloud of doubt. And there shouldn't be in a public sale that is above board. And I'm asking for a full investigation by the Attorney General's office, an outside agency not involved, as to everybody's involvement in the sale. As well as, on October 1st, it's my opinion that Pizzoli and Smith were no longer the high bidders when you include the county time that was spent, and that includes the planning commission, everybody involved. You deduct their hourly wages and what it costs to maintain Hurlong, including V2 for 30 days, the fact that he bid $31,900 and I bid $27,500, $4,400 difference. I exclude V2, he includes it. He was not the high bidder.
I understand, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, just for the record, I just want to clarify that, on the first go-around, when I did express an interest in the property, I submitted a bid while we were checking on any conflicts, and the bid's public, and my partners are not Pizzula and Smith, and my partners and I own several other pieces of property in the county, and they if you want to know who they are, then you can get a copy of the bid I submitted.
I would like to have a copy of that. The only thing I read on it was what was printed in the paper, that they were undisclosed because everybody in the county was going to be dealing with you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Jim, you want to speak on this again?
Jim Twistowitz, 110 Pine Street, Hurlong, California. I just want to reiterate what the gentleman saying, that there should be an independent investigation, and there should be a public hearing, and the county needs to be really transparent on this issue, because it's affecting a lot of people. And it puts a bad cloud on Lassen County. And I think you owe it to the citizens of this county to let them know what happened, how it happened, and what you intend to do about it. That resource center is very valuable to the people in South County. Thank you.
I agree, Jim. Thank you, Jim. So, and then Jane, what do you doing? Jane?
Gene Hodge, again, I would like to ask you to agendize this issue, to shed some light on it, and bring the facts out for the taxpayers of Lassen County. I haven't heard anybody say yes, they will. Thank you.
Anybody else wish to speak at public comment? Seeing none, we're gonna move on. Did I miss somebody?
I think she maybe didn't know it was the time. She had something to say in her public comment, I know. She had come to tell us about her project. There's a pass around here.
Oh, join the,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand up.
Oh, I guess my turn.
Put it up, all right.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Adler. I am 14 years old. This is my 6th year in like 4-H. I am currently a Platinum Star, and this year I'm applying for my Emerald Star throughout 4-H. The Emerald Star is a community-based project. You do 1 year of like a community service, and at the end of the year, if the county believes that you have done a well enough job, you get your Emerald Star. For my project, I'm doing a CPR, first aid, and AED class. My plan for this is to purchase mannequins and adults, children, infants. I got the $300 grant from Lassen County, the Lassen County Opportunity Grant, $300. And I bought my first mannequin and an AED trainer, which are right here. Pull them out if you would like. Would you like to take them out?
Sure.
Here's the trainer.
Yeah, okay. You're free.
And this is the infant. After I finish it. Weird, this looks like a child.
While Alyssa's doing that, I'd like to say, Alyssa contacted me about 3 weeks ago. We talked and discussed and exchanged some emails about the program. I thought it was be a good opportunity for her to come and public comment, tell us what it's about.
That is the infant that I got with the $300 grant. Also the trainer. It is very close to an actual AED, but it does not expel a shock, actually. What my plan is for this project is to apply for the Revolution to Responsibility grant to 4-H, and it's a $1,000 grant. And with this, I hope to get 1 other infant, 2 child-size ones, they're just torsos though, and 2 adult torsos, and also 1 other trainer. With this, I also want to buy an actual AED to take with us always to all community events throughout 4-H and local events in case of an emergency, because of the emergency that happened with one of the boys in 4-H. He got ran over by his brother in a truck. He got ran over twice, and he needed CPR. His brother was unable to do it, and luckily he had a friend there that was able to do CPR on him. Without that, he would not be alive today. And I go to school with him, and he's really lucky to be able to be here today.
Did him and his brother make things right?
Him and his brother don't argue as much now. His brother felt really, really bad. And like his brother was very kind. The funny part is after he got live, he was the only one who was able to call his mother to tell him what happened. He was the only one. Nobody else could actually get it together. And not even the one who brought him back to life was able to. That's why I want to do this project, because there is 100 youth in 4-H, and there's around 50 leaders, and not a lot of them know CPR. And last year I held a CPR class, and we had a lot of attend, but that's like not the whole entire 4-H community. And with this, I want to be able to first reach out to the 4-H community, and after I get all the supplies that I need, I want to be able to hold classes for the public community for low cost, which is like $25, because now if you want a CPR class in this town, they are a lot of money, and they're either for people who work in the medical field or they're online, which does not help you in a real world situation. And it won't help you if something actually does happen because it was only online. For this, the instructor is Gary Hibbets from Hibbets Family Martial Arts. I know him really well because I take martial arts there. He's really nice. He was the one who held class last year with us. He is certified to teach children and adults to be just CPR and AED and first aid certified. He also can teach people to also be instructors for classes. And he is going to be teaching my mother and Andy Beck how to be instructors in the class for when he's not available because he has a high maintenance job and his taekwondo takes up a lot of his time too. And when he is busy, we'll be able to have still instructors. That is the other reason why I want these mannequins, because last year when we had the class, we had borrowed them from the Seneca Healthcare District hospital, and they can't always lend them out because they occasionally need them for classes themselves, and they can't always lend them out. That's why I wanted to do this class and get Lassen County 4-H their own mannequins and their own AED trainers and their own AED. Thank you.
I just want to say, Lisa, I really appreciate you coming and I appreciate you contacting me, and I'll be supporting this with disbursement with my discretionary funds.
Thank you.
Thanks for what you're doing.
They don't help you out too. They're very dead on that.
Below it all on this one.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, you better renege that. Go ahead. Eric?
First off, Alyssa, I'd like to compliment you on what a well-done job you did here. You're very articulate, professional, and thank you for that. And my second question is, just for uneducated people such as myself, what is an AED?
An AED is a
What's it stand for?
Automatic external defibrillator.
Right.
Oh,
I can't say it.
you get a heart attack, you say.
And my next question is, you want to put together a pretty good program here. Have you thought of working with other counties such as Modoc County or Plumas County to
I
get
would like to
together?
work with other counties, yes.
Actually, we would like to come up and offer it to you in your county 4-H up there, sir. We already have been thinking, sir.
Jim,
Yeah,
last question.
first of all, I'd like to say I would be more than happy to join. I think this is an outstanding presentation and effort being made, and I want to commend you, Alyssa, for bringing this forward in terms of supporting the funding. And my question, though, is, so the mannequins and the property will remain with the 4-H program, because I know as time goes on, you're going to be doing some big and better things, and obviously this is a program that I think needs to be self-sustaining, and I'm sure there'll be other 4-H youth and others that will come along that will want to emulate what you're doing. So I assume that's
Yes,
kind
they
of
will
the
be awesome.
intent. I think having these kind of instruments, I guess, available when we're having community events and so forth does become very important. And I think just recently we had an incident in one of our county departments where we had an employee collapse, and thanks to the good efforts of two her co-workers who happened to be trained, and with the availability of the AED equipment there at the work site, they were able to save that person, and that person has been able to recover. So I think having these units just around and available and identifiable wherever we can do that, and having people trained to be able to use them, you never know who the next person would be. So I think that is something that is really commendable. And I think having the youth in the 4-H program be in that role, I think is just an outstanding. I think that means for the future, those of us who are getting older, if one of us happens to collapse, we know we've got somebody who's going to be able to maybe respond to that. So I think that's an effort we should, as a board, maybe get behind and support. So.
Yeah, and again, you're terrific. I'm really impressed. 14, you're on top of it. Okay, anybody else from the public wish to address the board before we move on? In the back, you get your name.
Some of you may know me.
You gotta come to the podium.
Yeah, Gary Felt.
Gary,
Gary Felt. And I agree, she did an excellent presentation. I don't know this young lady. I am a first aid CPR instructor myself. I have an AED trainer of my own that I purchased. And I think it's great if the board sponsors the mannequins, the training devices. I would like to suggest to the board, though, they ensure that it's made available to the public.
When I worked for Lassen Rural Bus through the company, that's how I had my certification, in the process of getting recertified via the National Safety Council. And I was gonna work with Northeastern to get mannequins so I could do some public CPR training. But I think it's great if the board supports the effort, but just make them, somehow we need to make sure they're available to all people, so there are other trainers out there, we might not know who they
I
are.
think the 4-H program can coordinate that. This is